folks, and welcome in once again as Cricket presents the warm-up. I'm Neil Beasley, but that is Professor Diggs, and man, we are deep in Texas high school football playoffs. Diggsy, round two, but first of all, what did you see last week that that excited you in Texas high school football?
Well, I've seen a lot of football games, and my ending at my football game was something I've never seen before. You can check out my social media to check out that Commerce versus Pilot Point thing. Every time I do this, Neil, I think I've seen it all. I haven't seen anything yet at the end of the day.
Oh, man, but that's why we love it, right? Always something different. You never know. That's why you watch, right? All right, let's get into it. First of all, this is the lineup. We've got three games that you need to know about this week, and boy, we've got some good ones. 6A2, Prosper and Southlake Carroll. Prosper, the Eagles can score, but Southlake Carroll can not only score, I think they've given up 10 points in like the last month. What do you see out of this game?
Yeah, when I look at the style points, Southlake Carroll's defense is good, but they're probably not as good as Allen's. And Prosper are already put up 30 points on Allen's defense, so I think Prosper should be able to score. But we know Prosper's defense is a little bit porous, but they can generate turnovers. So will Southlake Carroll make mistakes? That's kind of a big question I'm looking for. Prosper is going to have one or two gadget plays that Carroll hasn't seen. That's just what their coaches do. They scheme for it. They figure it out. But will they coach conservatively because they haven't really played a game where they've been tested this year. But you know what? Renda and Boyd have playoff experience, and I think they have the confidence to win a one-score game. It's going to be a shootout at Choctaw, but give me Southlake Carroll to win 49-42 or similar.
You're going out on a limb saying it's going to be a shootout, right, with these offenses. That's crazy. All right, 5A2, Walnut Grove got knocked out of the playoffs last year by Argyle, and they have to face Argyle again. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? What do you see?
I think it's a bad thing. If you want a glimpse into how Argyle has performed this year, just look at last year. You look at all of their games, they've all been very similar. I got to watch that game last year, and Argyle was up 42-14 at half and kind of cruised to the finish line. And that kind of reminds me of how Anna got up on Walnut Grove earlier this year. Julian Caldwell is coming into his own in the playoffs. Is Cam Newton on just enough by himself? I don't know. I think if Walnut Grove is going to win this game, they're going to need a little bit of backup support. I don't think they're going to give me Argyle to win this game by 2 scores.
Kind of got another one. Terrell got punched out of the playoffs last year. South Oak Cliff, the Bears got it done. Bears got one loss this year. Tigers are undefeated. How do you see this year's matchup between those two?
Regardless of how this game goes, Terrell has been a fantastic story this year. Terrell's got that I call it the modernized wing tee because it's got tempo. They got long balls that they can throw it deep. But the slower tempo for Mount Pleasant against South Oak Cliff in that similar format worked for 18 minutes. So the question is, can Terrell do it for 48? I got to watch Terrell versus Midlothian Heritage earlier in the year. Terrell got up 28 early on Midlothian Heritage, but Midlothian Heritage shut it down in the second half. I think South Oak Cliff is going to be able to shut it down a little bit earlier. I think South Oak Cliff could win this game convincingly. Look out for Nolan Hall, Roderick Hambrick Jr., and Julian Ashley on the offensive side of the ball for Terrell. Keenan Morrow is a force on the defensive side of the ball, but Jaden Williams has really come onto his own. Quarterback for South Oak Cliff, Mikhail Trotter, Levon Morton. Just too many weapons. I think South Oak Cliff wins this game convincingly.
All right, it's time to step down for our Media Day segment. We like to go inside the huddle, inside with some of the coaches that you need to hear about to get some of that inside information. Our Ward Fasol does that. Today he's talking with Claude Mathis from DeSoto High School. It is our Media Day segment.
The warm-up is presented by Cricket. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Cricket 5G speeds, but ping pong.
What? Your favorite burger whenever you want it. Whataburger is open 24/7, just like you like it. Parker University. Check out our bachelor's degree in strength and human performance today.
That's right. I am joined with DeSoto head coach Claude Mathis. And coach, when it comes to getting your get-backs, I know you got yourself a stack of papers to get back, and especially a team that you hadn't been able to beat. Go down there and take care of Longwood, put 60 on them, and you guys are just straight up rolling here. How are you feeling after that game and knowing the road ahead of you? I know it's one at a time, but to get that one and to put them on the loss column after sitting on that for a year.
Well, that one was very important because, if we won, that means we're still playing. I'm still talking to you right now. So that was a great thing right there. So it was a great feeling. It was a great feeling. It was very important to me. It was very important to my staff and our kids, and I couldn't thank our kids enough. Our kids played phenomenal, man. I mean, when I tell you I had a bunch of kids and coaches that say, Coach, enough is enough. We're going to get it for you. They did it, and I couldn't thank my kids enough, man. And just was one of those games where finally get the mic off your back, but you have a chance to move on, but you actually get to see your kids play so hard, your coaches coach so hard, and it's just worth it. All of it's worth it.
I'll tell you what, we talked off camera about Sherrod Baker and how he's really not getting as much love. I know Diggs talks about him all the time on our podcast, but he's still not really getting the kind of love that we would like to see him get. I've just finished watching the highlights from Longview, and there's a couple runs where it's like he's got vision everywhere. It's like, okay, I'm thinking, when are you going to actually start running? Oh, wait, whoops, 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 and then he spins and he's gone. Just tell me what makes him such a dynamic player for me, because you've played him at quarterback, running back, wherever he can get that ball in his hands.
I think what makes him a great player than what he is right now, his determination to win. He doesn't know how to lose. He hates losing. I mean, this kid hates losing. And the only thing he wants to do is win and help his team out. And he doesn't ever want to be stopped. He thinks he's the best. And I believe it. I really do believe it. I think he's the best player right now. And in him and Feaster right now, in high school right now. And I just think that he's one of these players that's very determined. He knows what he wants, but he also wants to hold his teammates accountable and hold himself accountable. And he's making some big plays right now. This is a kid that does not want to lose and want to go home right now.
It's interesting. I don't know if you heard what you just said. You named two players that are on your offensive team as the best players in the state. When you're sitting back writing down offensive plans, do you hear yourself saying that? Man, I'm coming up with offensive plays for the two best players in the state. You got to kind of like your road here, having that type of athlete for the next 4 games here, or the next game. Sorry, I don't want to put your cart ahead of the horse.
It's the surrounding cast. That surrounding cast makes these two guys right here, man. I mean, they have a tremendous surrounding cast and their teammates right now. And it's one of those things where they help each other out. It's not about this player or that player. They're playing together as a team.
Yeah.
They don't care who gets all the credit in the world. They don't care. They just want to win. And that's what makes these things coming together right now as a team. And that's what I'm liking about them, as well as other players is on this football team right now, especially as Legend. And we have other guys in our secondary and our D-line that's really playing well right now.
Well, I'll leave you with this. There's a flavor of the month down there in Houston. You know, you seem to always run into the flavors of the month. I know everybody was talking about DJ Lagway. What's DeSoto going to do with Willis? Well, College Park, you know, Coach Kyle Coach, who used to coach on your staff, this year he's going to get a nice shiny bobblehead like you did for Coach of the Year job down there in Houston. So the two of y'all can put your bobbleheads up against each other. But your thoughts about taking on College Park, who is the flavor of the month, or flavor of the year this year in the Houston area?
Well, you know what? That's funny because I'm always having some kind of flavor of the month when I get down this year, man. It's funny you said that, but this year is Coach Coates, and he did a fantastic job here at DeSoto when he was with me. He was our DC when I was here, and first championship we ever had, and won, I should say, is with Coach Coates. He was running my DC, and I'm proud of him. I am really proud of him, and he's done a great job down there. I know he can get the job done, and it's very unfortunate that we have to face each other in the playoffs right now. But at the same time, I'm very happy with him and his team, and especially what he's done. Man, I know he can do it.
Yeah, that's what it's going to be like, Coach. If you keep winning, you're going to end up knocking off people that you like. So you're going to face them at some point.
Well, he's a good one. He's a good one that I like. I like him a lot, though.
Okay, good. All right, I appreciate it, Coach. Thanks for joining us, and good luck in Austin. We'll definitely have a camera down there for that one.
I appreciate you guys. Thanks again.
The warm-up is presented by Cricket. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Cricket has jaw-dropping new unlimited plans.
The #1 selling compact tractor in Texas. For details, visit gokubota.com. Kubota, because you can. Discover what happens when rugged capability meets true performance. Kia, movement that inspires.
Ward and Coach, thank you so much. It is time now for the agenda. More with the Professor Matt Diggs. And well, we got another good one. I mean, we've got a lot of good. If you're playing football at this time of the year, obviously it's good. This is North Crowley, the Panthers, and the Coppell Cowboys. Again, another rematch from last year that North Crowley ended up winning last year, knocking the Cowboys out of the playoffs. How do you see it this year?
Just thinking about this game, when Denton Geyer played Coppell earlier this year, they really dominated Coppell on the lines. And I think North Crowley has a similar kind of an infrastructure on both the offensive and defensive lines to what Denton Geyer does, maybe even a little bit better. Coppell's defense has been playing lights out in the playoffs, but when that infrastructure on the other side has been great, they haven't been elite. Hayes Cloutier has been great, but the run game has some questions. I'm thinking about that more for next week than this week, though, because there's really no clear workhorse. But Demarion Mace is a great deep threat. I worry about Coppell, especially with the sophomore quarterback against an elite level defense. I think North Crowley is going to win this game relatively convincingly.
All right, we got Bobcats and Wildcats, Byron Nelson and Denton Geyer, 10-2 against 10-2. Who do you like?
It's weird, as you said, Neil, when we get to this part of the season, everybody's great, but both these teams have some questions. And Byron Nelson has been fantastic. Parker Almonz is a dual threat. Cooper Kennemer has been great on the running back, but they have a good but not great defense. Denton Geyer's infrastructure has been great. I got some really big questions about that quarterback situation. It reminds me a little bit about North Forney. They're rotating quarterbacks right now. They're not really confident, but everything else is really compensating for that. Caden Cobbs has been good. Carter Morgan, regardless if he's quarterback or running back, he is always a threat. Corbin Glasgow, a deep threat. Zane Rowe has been phenomenal. I think Denton Geyer is a favorite for that infrastructure reason, but I could definitely see Byron Nelson staying around in this game. If it's a fourth quarter game, watch out. Denton Geyer has got to get out big on him to get him out early.
Geyer always represents Denton every year, and guess what? So does Ryan. The Ryan Raiders knocked out Richland last year, and they get Richland again this year. Who do you like?
You know, this for me is a style points game because I'm already looking ahead to Aledo Denton Ryan. No disrespect to Richland. Richland played them 30-21 earlier this year, but Aledo beat Richland in that game earlier in the season, 72-10. So I'm going to be looking at Denton Ryan. Can they beat Richland the same way that Aledo did, or at least similar? They got Trayvon Reynolds back, and he's been key despite the stats not being great because he is a big play threat. Quinn Hennigan last week, 16 of 20 for 316 yards and 6 touchdowns. But you know what? Richland is averaging 73 points in the playoffs. They've been great. Last week, Jayshon Gibson had 339 yards and 8 touchdowns. I just think Denton Ryan's defense is going to be a little bit too much. Can Denton Ryan show me enough to give me an upset pick for next week? That's what I'm looking for this week. I'm taking Denton Ryan this week, but I'm also looking forward to next week as well from this game result.
All right, you got a lot of things you're looking forward to, but that's awesome. And then we got a lot to talk about again next week. All right, that'll do it for this week, folks. You have a great week wherever you are out there. Diggsy, have a great week in all your games, and we will see everybody right back here next week as Cricket presents the warm-up. We leave you, as always, with the rankings, but with who's left, who's still playing with a chance for a title. We'll see you next week.